Good morning, everyone. It's like 4:30 a.m. After I uploaded the last video last night, it was really cool in here, man, and I wanted to take time with God. Got a lot going on. So I decided to just get up early. It's 4:30 in the morning. I actually decided to sleep for most of the night. For a reason, because it's Friday. I have all those messages and people, no one's come by, but I have a lot of people that are interested. And I got another message last night, asked me if it's available. I told him, yeah, I just messaged him. So I told him, yeah, it's available. A bunch of people are interested, but nobody's come to look. So maybe that'll get him to come, I took a little shower. Actually, it was more like a bath. I didn't even get my hair wet, really. I laid back because I'm sore. I did yoga all night last night. A lot of it. I'm fucking sore as fuck from it. When you're rolling back and you're hanging basically your legs over your head and you're moving up and down, side to side, stretching your spine and all that. But what I did mostly is, so I mentioned in another video, which I realized, I told you guys I have a 94 Mustang. I lied. It's a 93 Mustang. My dad has a 94 Mustang, which is the same color, which I thought is funny. Well, it's very similar color, fire engine red, but it looks orange to me. But last night, I've been working on my my back right here. So the one that I'm having the most problems with is right here in the lower back. That's the hardest one for everyone, for the most part. In between the shoulder blades. It's hard to rest on that ball, and pinch that nerve right there. You gotta go between. You gotta separate. You gotta stretch your spine. You gotta put pressure on it, and it burns. It hurts like a bitch. It hurts. It does, man. You gotta listen. You gotta mentally prepare this. People don't do this because it's so painful. But you see this fucking marble fucking piece right here? It's broke because of me. From slamming on it, I take my back and I put that ball right there. So I'll put my feet right here, right? And I'll lay back. And I'll lift up my butt, basically, and I will tap my spine on this marble because it's raised up a little bit. It gets between that little curve, and it hurts like a bitch. And then once you tap it, once you start tapping it and it starts becoming numb, like it don't hurt so much, that's when you lift you put your weight on it, right? And then you lift your legs up and you grab them with your arms and you basically put all the weight on that little ball, on that point that fucking hurts. Like it's gonna feel like pins and needles, like burning. It's gonna fucking hurt like a bitch. You're gonna be like, what the fuck why is he having me do this? I'm not doing this. You would think that, what's crazy is you would think that because it's painful, it's not good for you. It's not true. You gotta hit it. You gotta get that point where it don't hurt no more. Because you gotta get the fluid to move up and down your spine. The only way for that fluid to move up and down your spine is if is when you stretch, you gotta stretch. That's why Jesus said you must be reborn again. And he wasn't just speaking by faith, about faith and, your beliefs. A lot of people, they're not only, you gotta remember, the evil one wants you sick in your heart, right? He gets you sick in the head. He wants you crumpled up, like sick. He's the one that created the original rebellion. He's the one that created the curse. God had to curse the earth for us to be able to have life. Just the way it was designed. It's the way God had to do it. Unfortunately. So, a lot of people don't know, So, and a lot of people don't know too is, your feet, your toxins go through your feet, All the stuff, you lose most of your heat from your head and from your feet. People aren't touching their feet. They're not massaging their feet. They're not. You gotta rub your own feet. People aren't rubbing their own feet. You gotta massage the bottom of your feet. You gotta push the toxins out. That's how you do it. Which I gotta do soon. It's always good to have someone else to do it, It relieves stress, everything. There's nerves in the bottom of your feet and stuff that release toxins, it releases chemicals in your body. That's why Jesus also washed the feet as well. It was a symbol of serving. You must serve others. You must serve others to be ahead of them. In order to be in front of somebody, you must be behind them, right? So, because if you're behind them, 9 times out of 10, they'll be behind you. They'll be behind you. Which if they're behind you, right, that means you're in front. That's the truth. That's why people aren't getting anywhere. Because they're not helping. I'm hoping these bananas get ripe soon. I don't think they're going to though. I think they're on sale for a reason. I know, baby. I know, honey. I gotta get you some real food today. I'm hoping people come through early for parts, because I'm gonna be headed out this morning, very soon, to go donate plasma so I get food. If nobody calls me for any parts or for anything early, by like 8, 9 o'clock, I'm gone. I have to. I have no choice. I gotta get cat food for these cats. And I don't have any cash on me. So I gotta go get cash. Hold on, kid. I gotta go get you the little bit of cat food I got for you. But she won't eat this cat food unless I fucking soak it in really hot water. Stupid. It makes sense. I understand the soaking up part because of her being a baby. But it surprises me how hot the water has to be for her. She won't lick it up, won't eat it if it's not warm. Which makes sense. Who wants cold cat food? It's already disgusting as it is. You gotta wait on it, you gotta let it soak up. Which I'm kind of actually happy she's been licking up the water too. Because then she's been getting hydrated with her food. I'm coming. You gotta give me a chance to get it down, cat. That's all I got for you right now, baby girl. She does not like me. She's like, what the fuck? See? She's eating it, but she's not. She's like, No, she's not happy. She's not happy at all. I'm sure you eat it. See what I'm saying? It's because it's not that other food. It's not soaked up yet either. It's gotta soak up. I'm sorry, baby. You're gonna have to wait, honey. That's why I hunkered down last night, man. We're about to do computer stuff. I wanted to do it. I'm about to install. Well, actually, I gotta download it. I was gonna do this stuff last night. I needed time for myself, man. You need to take time for yourself. You do. You have to. I'm letting you guys into my life. I don't want to do that, man. I really didn't. But, because I know how people are and fucking the way they talk and shit. They fucking the way they judge. Even though I don't give a fuck. But I do to an extent, you know? Doing this for the women though, man. Doing this for the girls that need the support, man. They need help. You know, they're being used and it's sad. And they're afraid to speak up for themselves. And so I'm speaking up for them. It's gonna take time, but everything takes time, you know? Oh, where's my other cup? It's this damn thing. Don't want to use tap water, but I don't have a choice. I gotta get a dish out today, so I need dishes. I got a lot to do today. It's Friday, so today's payday, so that's what I've been waiting on. That's the problem, is people don't have money. They want, but they don't have money. You gotta remember, most of the people I'm dealing with in Facebook Marketplace are regular people. You know, they work 9 to 5. You can't become a millionaire working a 9 to 5. It's not possible. You can't. How do you expect to be the person you want to be if you're working a 9 to 5 constantly? You can't do it. There's no way. There's no way. You can't. Most business happens between 9 to 5, right? If you're at work, how the fuck are you gonna go there and there to go make millions? You gotta be free. You gotta learn how to rely on God's grace. God always provides for everyone. Problem is, people don't know how to rely on very little. They want all this. They take it all in and realize they're still not happy. They don't know why. Because they don't have a relationship with God. All that money, all those things you think are going to make you happy, they're not. Believe me, I know. I've had them all. It's not the boat that's going to make you happy. It's the sailing. It's the seeing people, traveling around, meeting people. It's the seeing people smile, their faces. It's not the boat, trust me. The only reason why I want that stuff in the first place is so I can enjoy it with others. I can take people on the boat. I can take my wife out, my children out, take them, to different countries and experience life. You only live once. That's also why I'm doing this, not too many kids, wife get the opportunity to sail. There's a lot of people doing it, yes. There's a billion people in the world. You think I'm the only one that's ever thought of this? No. But I know for a fact I'm the only one that's going to be doing the things that I'm doing in my own specific way. So, I'm doing a lot of stuff for Jesus. That's the whole thing as well. Which is a lot. All these apps and systems I'm designing, and a lot of stuff, the systems are already in place. I just gotta roll out with the software. So I'm thankful for Wi-Fi 6, because the streaming and stuff, all the stuff that I'm developing, it wouldn't be possible. Which I have a feeling my shit's gonna be so popular, so like big, that the internet providers, all the internet companies, are gonna have to step up their game. They're gonna have to create a faster network, simply because of what it is that I'm gonna be doing, and everybody's gonna want a part of. So, well, most people that have a heart, that are there. I'm so excited for cereal. Cereal's my favorite thing, man. I don't know what it is about cereals. If you can afford cereals, you can afford the space on the boat. Because cereals take up a lot of space, they do. In cabinetry. Because they're not vacuum packed, it's not sealed, you know what I mean? It takes up a lot of space on the boat. But if you can get cereals on the boat, go for it, man. I'm telling you, it'll make all the difference. It'll make the trip that much more enjoyable when you have food that you like. When you're sailing for a month at a time, 2 months at a time, you can't. It's not what you're thinking. People are thinking I'm gonna be on a yacht and fucking got a fucking, $1 million boat with a kitchen and all that. Not happening. That coffee smells so good. I feel bad that she's not eating that. I gotta go get her something. I'm gonna have to walk to the dollar store, get her some food at 9 o'clock before I even go anywhere and bring it back. Which means I had to come up with $1 somehow. I don't even have it. I used the rest of those bottles yesterday for sugar and milk. So I could eat cereal and have coffee. I gave her milk, she won't drink it, she won't eat it. I'm not sure why. I'll try it one more time. Tora. Kitty. She won't have it. Nope, I haven't. I know what it is. She wants that fucking wet food. She's going down and she's starting to eat the cat food. It's because she's hungry. She's got to learn it's not always going to be nice and sweet, man, on that boat. There's going to be days where me and Margarita are going to have to hunker down, until we get to port. A lot of times it won't be because we don't have any food. It just will be low and we'll be burnt out on the food that it is that we have. You understand what I'm saying? We're gonna be tired of it and be like burnt out. We're gonna be excited to get more food, which is gonna be super exciting because I'll be on the boat, and since I'm on the boat, I'm going to be deprived of adventuring in the cities and the towns and stuff. So when I go into port in these different countries and around the world, people are gonna like it, enjoy it, because I'm gonna be able to get them good footage. I can't wait to take you to all the places Margarita wants to show you all. She's got really cool places. She talks about them all the time, and I'm amazed where she's been. I can't wait for her to take me to all the places she wants to show me. She's gonna lose it. She's gonna freak out. I know it. It's worth the headache letting you guys into my life to do this for her. Whoever's watching, subscribes. You're gonna learn a lot. I don't like to brag about it, but I'm proud of it, if it wasn't for my reading ethic, my work ethic, my habits, I wouldn't know what it is that I know. I study 24/7. That's when you guys ain't with me. You guys ain't like, if I'm not doing videos and stuff, you guys, I'm studying. I'm usually, if I'm not busy, I'm reading. If I'm not working, I'm reading. And I'm reading real stuff, man. I'm reading medical stuff. I'm reading, scientific stuff. I'm studying algebra, language and stuff. I've always done this. I've done this my whole life. You can even ask my family from what they do know of me. They'll tell you that all I ever talk about is Linux and cars and history and that type of stuff. I love language. I've always studied different languages. I'm Polish, I have a cultural background, which a lot of my family, the rest of my family do not. I'm actually thankful for it because my mom met my father, which was Polish, he came over here from Poland, but she lives in Poland, my real dad. So it's, and I'm thankful I have that Polish family because that's another reason why Margarita said yes to marrying me, because I was cultured. I did have that, background. She didn't feel like, she felt like I understood her. You understand? Which I did. I do understand her. That's why she was so happy to be around me, because I was the first person in her life, outside of her culture that was cultured. Because most United States, Americanized people, they're shit, dude. They really are. They don't want to learn anything. They're closed-minded. That's another reason why I quit that job or my career at Michigan Imported Cars. I love those guys. Don't get me wrong. They're solid-ass dudes. They are. When it comes to getting stuff done and knowing car stuff, those are your guys. But that's all they know. And that's all they want to know. They don't want to learn anything else. They don't want to hear about Jesus. They don't want to learn different cultures. They don't give a fuck about this or that, you know. They could give two fucks about the whole world. And I used to be like that. And I would normally be like, yeah, you know, like. But as I've gotten older, you know, through my 20s and stuff, and the more I traveled, the more I met, you know, other cultures and other people, and then falling in love with Jesus, that did it right there. Listen, when you go from hating your enemies to praying for them, loving them, it's not you, man. Listen, Jesus pushes me to do that shit. If I would have known, I promise you, if I would have known that I was going to be praying for my enemies and be praying for everybody and fucking loving everybody, I wouldn't have asked Jesus to come in my life. That's not what I asked him to come in my life for. I asked him to come in my life because I couldn't fucking do it on my own. I ended up in prison 3 times. When I know how to do things, when I know how to run a business, when I know how I'm very intelligent, and I kept on losing my businesses and kept on getting in trouble. I couldn't figure it out. I figured it out. It wasn't me. It was the sin in me. It was the sin in me. We're born with evil in us. It's in our blood. That's why you must be washed. That's why God had to give the Immaculate Conception. By him sacrificing his son himself, it atoned for our sins. It was pure. And it was a pure representation of who God is. You gotta remember, life is in the blood, right? Our heart pumps the blood, right? Our DNA is in the blood. That code is written in our DNA. The 10 Commandments is written in our DNA. Think about it. So, you know, it's deeper than you think. God literally set us on this earth and created us, formed us. It blows my mind that people can't grasp that. And it also blows my mind that people can't grasp that all the characters in the Bible were normal people like us. It's like when they speak about the Bible, it's like they speak about some fairy tale people. Like these people never existed. Like they were some superhumans or something like that. No, they weren't. They were normal people just like us. Jesus was normal just like me and you. He was tempted just like me and you. He had the Spirit of God just like I do now. It's the same thing. There is no difference. Jesus gave the Holy Spirit. Jesus is the Holy Spirit. He sacrificed himself so that the Spirit of God may be in our hearts. When he spoke salvation into existence, he spoke salvation into our hearts. It's written in the Bible, the words. That's why you're accountable for what you say. And it's the intention behind it. You're accounted for the intention behind the words that you say. You're either up to no good or you're up to good. There's no gray area when there's either yes or no when it comes down to being with God. You're either with him or you're not. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and start downloading Linux distribution because I want to get this going. I'm excited. Don't ever put, listen man, don't keep fluids by electronics. They're not good, unless you have a cap, but even then. So that's been sitting all night, it says choose your platform. Choose your Kali Linux. I don't know how you guys can see or not, but we're going to go ahead with installer images. Virtual machines, I'm not running a virtual machine. Basically all a virtual machine is just software that's installed on the operating system on the computer that emulates another computer. So basically you would have multiple computers on one, basically multiple desktops on one desktop or laptop, or it doesn't matter. It's just you're going to have multiple operating systems on one computer, which is nice. I have ran virtual machines. I prefer VMware Workstation actually, which is a Windows. It's developed for Windows programming for Windows laptops, which I'm a big Linux fan, so that was a little different for me. But it was easy to use. Linux, you use VirtualBox. They have VirtualBox, which is just as good, just not as good. There's not as much support for it, I guess, when it comes to proprietary stuff. But we're gonna go ahead. This is a 64-bit computer. You got to make sure that you understand the architecture. So, like, if I had an Apple Silicon ARM64, if I had an ARM, which a lot of phones, a lot of Androids have ARM chips. It's the architecture, which I'm thinking about possibly getting some ARM boards. I love this stuff. This is what I do. So we're gonna probably go with everything, includes every tool possible, right? It's 10 gigs, which I downloaded this once before, but I don't remember what flash drive it's on, and it's on that 4 terabyte back there, which I have no idea. I'm not about to go. I'm just gonna download it. I have fast enough internet anyways. The internet these days, man, is crazy. Alright, so I'll just put it on the desktop. We're going to save the torrent. So we're going to open up the torrent with transmission. Most likely that's what it'll open up with. Yeah, see. So transmission is just an open source program to download torrents. So a torrent, all it is a tracker. It's basically a little bit of information, data, which is that file right there, to tell the computer where to download the file from, which it's called FTP protocol. It's a file transfer protocol, but it's torrenting. So basically all I'm doing is the torrent seeds and it tracks. So right now I'm downloading from 29 people out of 49. It says 29 out of 50 now. It goes up and down. The more people that seed, the more peers I'll have. It says remaining time unknown, but it's downloading fast. I got 11.7 gigabytes to download, but I'm downloading at 47.9. I'm basically running at 50 megabytes a second, which is insane. When I was growing up, with AT&T, I remember when we got AT&T in the house, which was a DSL line, which was nice because instead of having a one phone line coming in, we had 2 phone lines, one coming in, one coming out. So we were able to double the speed. I was getting like 700 kilobytes down, and that was fast. You know what I mean? I could download a movie in a couple days. You know what I mean? In 2 days, a day, 7 hours. You know what I mean? If it was compressed, it would be amazing back then to get a megabyte down. Like, that was insane. Now I'm pulling 50, 60 down, you know what I mean? And that's average, and that's slow. That's fast, but what I'm saying compared to the actual, like, if I were to download straight from the actual Spectrum server, which is on their lines, it would be a direct connection, it wouldn't be going through other IPs in a sense. You get fast speeds. I'm talking 300 down, 400 down. So I like to use test.my.net. I see a lot of people like using speedtest.net, which is fine, but I prefer test.my.net. So it's definitely downloading. It's already at 70%. So now we got to get a flashy drive. So I don't know which one's what. I think this is the one that has MX Linux on it. I think both of them do, but one of them was corrupt or something. Plug her in. I'm surprised my stomach hasn't hit me yet. Usually around this time in the morning my stomach hits me, but I haven't drank any coffee yet either. I made it, but I haven't sipped on it. So it does say MX Live. Or doesn't it delete it? I don't know why I did that when I can just format. Actually, you know what I should do? I should just wait. Because I can just use... So it's done, right? So it's seeding. That's quick. I'll go ahead and remove, not delete files or remove, just remove the torrent itself. Because we're done downloading it. So it should be in my downloads folder now. Which, open up Thunar is what they use for MX Linux. It should be in my documents or downloads folder. There it is. Download folder. This is that movie I downloaded, Unforgiven, for Bill. We're supposed to watch it. I'll watch it with him before I go. So I'm hoping this laptop has a USB writing program, which I think it does. I think it's under MX Tools. Format, USB device. I don't think that's it. I think it's image writer, USB image writer. Let's see. Here we go. MX Live USB Maker. Create full featured live USB. That's what we want. Put in the password. Alright. I'm really hoping you guys can see this for the most part. I don't really want to do screen recording right now. I don't feel like... I got to set all that up anyways, even if I wanted to do it. Alright, let's just open this up wide. Alright. So it says select target USB device. It says SDA 59.2 gigabyte Cruiser Glide SanDisk. That is the one we want to use. Which, it's asking me if I still have the SD card in there. Yeah, my 8 gigabyte. I'm going to take that out. That's for the GoPro, which I got to get a bigger one eventually. I'm going to close it and then open it one more time. Just because of that stupid, I don't... Fuck is it? There it is. I just don't want it to accidentally format that or mess up. So by having it not in there at all, I ain't got to worry about it. You understand what I'm saying? Even though I still picked the right thing. I'm weird like that. I don't know why I do this stuff. Like, I'm just weird like that. Oh, that's right. I put it on my desktop. So, let's go here. There it is. So this is called an ISO file, image file. We found it. We'll add it to it. This is the drive we're using. So, It says full featured mode, writable live USB. It says image mode, read only live USB. For distros other than anti-XMX, use image mode. So we'll go ahead and try image mode. Yeah, it's going to be image mode. It says these actions will destroy all data on the SDA 59.2 gigabyte Cruiser Glide SanDisk. Do you wish to continue? Yes, of course we do. It's going to go ahead and format. Shouldn't take too long. Which you can kind of see it. The reason why I like MX Linux is it actually has Conky, which is this right here, these little panels. It tells you your CPU usage, your memory, and all that. You can barely see it, but it says hard disk drive 19%, memory 64%, CPU 7%. Right under the time. You can change the colors and that. I haven't really fucked with it, you know. All I really did was put Margot's picture on there when she was blowing me kisses when I took her on the canoe. We were gone the whole day. That was a fun trip. I really enjoyed that trip. What's crazy is that water right there, right? Not even the day after. That day, we went into that river right there, right? You see how beautiful that is? All those, all the flowers and the marsh, you know what I mean? Not even like a mile away from right where we were, there's pipes that come from some cleaning. It's like some chemical place. They accidentally fucking let a whole bunch of fucking sewage out and it contaminated that river. And supposedly, like, people, it was all over the news saying if anybody was in that river that day to go to the hospital that you could possibly die. And what's crazy is me and her were in that river the day before that shit happened. It blew my mind. It's actually going to take longer than I thought because it's 10 gigabytes. It's 10 gigabytes and it's got to basically write everything to that flash drive right there that's blinking. And then once that's done, we got to plug it into that and then boot off of it and then install it. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and read a Bible verse and then I'll go ahead and upload it. And then once this is done, you guys don't really need to see anything more than that. It's just, all I'm waiting for is the bar to load. It does everything on its own. There's nothing you'll be missing, really. You already seen everything to do. It's pretty simple. You just download the program. You can use, if you have a Windows computer, you can use like UNetBootin, which is UNETBOOTIN, and then there's Yumi. YUMI is a good one. Let's read some Proverbs, man. It's Friday. We need some Proverbs, right? Proverbs, I think, is after Psalms. So yep. I always think it's before, but it's after. Let's just read right here. Flip to whatever you flipped open to, right? It says the road to life is a disciplined life. The wealth of the rich is their bastion. This is also Proverbs 10:15, by the way, and up. So it says the wealth of the rich is their bastion. The poverty of the indigent is their ruin. The wage of a good person is exuberant life. An evil person ends up with nothing but sin. The road to life is a disciplined life. Ignore correction and you're lost for good. Liars secretly hoard hatred. Fools openly spread slander. The more talk, the less truth. The wise measure their words. The speech of a good person is worth waiting for. The blabber of the wicked is worthless. The talk of a good person is rich fare for many. but chatterboxes die of an empty heart. It says, fear of God expands your life. God's blessing makes life rich. Nothing we do can improve on God. An empty head thinks mischief is fun, but a mindful person relishes wisdom. The nightmares of the wicked come true. What the good people desire, they get. When the storm is over, there's nothing left of the wicked. Good people, firm on their rock foundation, aren't even fazed. A lazy employee will give you nothing but trouble. It's vinegar in the mouth, smoke in the eyes. The fear of God expands your life. A wicked life is a puny one. The aspirations of good people end in celebration. The ambitions of bad people crash. God is solid backing to a well-lived life, but he calls into question a shabby performance. Good people last, they can't be moved. The wicked are here today, but they are gone tomorrow. A good person's mouth is a clear fountain of wisdom. A foul mouth is a stagnant swamp. The speech of a good person clears the air. The words of the wicked pollute it. It says, without good direction, people lose their way. Chapter 11. God hates cheating in the marketplace. He loves it when business is overboard. The stuck-up fall flat on their faces, but down-to-earth people stand firm. The integrity of the honest keeps them on track. The deviousness of crooks brings them to ruin. A thick bankroll is no help when life falls apart, but a principled life can stand up to the worst. Moral character makes for smooth traveling. An evil life is a hard life. Good character is the best insurance. Crooks get trapped in their sinful lust. When the wicked die, that's it. The story is over. End of hope. A good person is saved from much trouble. A bad person runs straight into it. The loose tongue of the godless spreads destruction. The common sense of the godly preserves them. When it goes well for good people, the whole town cheers. When it goes badly for bad people, the town celebrates. I like that one. When right living people bless a city, it flourishes. Evil talk turns it into a ghost town in no time. Mean-spirited slander is heartless. Quiet discretion accompanies good sense. A gadabout gossip can't be trusted with a secret, but someone with integrity won't violate a confidence. Without good direction, people lose their way. The more wise counsel you follow, the better your chances. Whoever makes deals with strangers is sure to get burned. If you keep a cool head, you'll avoid rash bargains. A woman of gentle grace gets respect, but men of rough violence grab for loot. Well, don't stay there. We're gonna leave it there. I'm gonna let you guys go. It's already been 45 minutes. So I'll go ahead and bookmark it. Leave off. Just go from there. Maybe next time or something. I know we're supposed to be reading John, which we'll finish John. We'll finish John maybe today. So it's at 36%. So I'm just waiting on it. Sometimes I have stuff that you can click on and look at stuff. That's the log. Says user local bin. That's the actual directory. So /user /local /bin /live -usb -maker. So if I opened up a terminal like this, I could type in CD, right? Could type in that whole line. Or just copy it. Let's see if we just copy it. It's just an example. What I'm trying to show you guys, this is an actual folder. This is the program that's running, but it's in a folder. A lot of people don't understand that. I'm trying to just copy it. So should just type it, but my hands are kind of full. It's not a directory, but it's probably because of this. See, now we're in user local bin. Now I type in ls list. Now it's going to show me all the programs in there, right? there it is. It's in green, live-USB maker. So I could run, now that I'm in this folder, I could type this in, live-USB maker, and it should run. But you gotta learn the syntax. You gotta learn how to run it and all that stuff. This is what I'm mostly in. Like, you guys see me use the mouse and stuff. Mostly when I'm working, I'm in this window. I'm doing typing, you know what I mean? That's what I'm doing. So, which actually, I'll just do an update because I gotta do an update anyways. So we'll do app-get update, which we actually need to ask, we need to type in su app-get update, because we got to ask for administrator privileges, because I'm not administrator. It's just a cash sign. It's not a pound sign. Or not. Let's just do this. My head, I'm still waking up. It would help. See, I don't know why I'm having problems. It's probably because I'm in that folder. That's probably what it is. I'm not thinking right now. Yeah. Type in sudo su. Just go ahead. Just get administrative rights. Oh, that's probably why. I have caps lock on. That was what was wrong. So I typed in sudo su, which now I have a pound key, which means I'm root. So I'm just gonna do app-get. I'm just doing an update. I'm not doing an upgrade. Basically all I'm doing is just contacting the servers out there to see if there's any packages that need to be updated. What you did, it fetched 10.2 megabytes of information. Alright, now we hit the same thing. We hit the up key, and then instead of update, upgrade. See if there's anything out there that needs to be updated or upgraded. It does. It says the following packages were automatically installed, no longer required. GFS bin.lim. It says the following packages will be upgraded. lib and SQL database 1 and Java NVIDIA-detect. So I'm assuming that's for NVIDIA drivers, but there's no NVIDIA cards on this. We're just going to hit Y for yes to update. It's probably some dependencies. Sometimes there's software drivers that they use for all of them. So yeah, we're upgraded. We're fully up to date type stuff. We're gonna hit clear, just remove it. Yeah, so I basically upgraded while in the terminal while this was running. Which that's another feature I like about Linux. You can do a little bit more with Linux when it comes to certain things. If you want proprietary support, you want all that stuff. If you gaming, stick with Windows. You're only really using Linux for networking stuff, for geeky stuff. I'm going to be using it for a lot of the weather stuff. They have a lot of weather support apps. Most of the weather stuff is open source, so I'm excited. Once this gets on there, we're gonna get to it. So I gotta get more coffee in me. Wish I had some weed. I'm thinking about taking off soon. It's already 6 o'clock. The place opens at 7. I'm half tempted to go take off, get up there early, go get weed and come back. That way I have weed. I need bud. I'm burnt out. I gotta have it. to do computer stuff. Once I started doing this stuff for about 2 hours, 3 hours, my fucking back will hurt like a bitch. You know what I mean? From being hunched over on the keyboard. It's also why I do yoga too. And then smoking, my head, like, I'm about to be doing a lot of thinking. My head will hurt. So when I smoke, it helps with, the headache and stuff, and I'm able to go another 3-4 hours. Which I've been trying to get this in. I don't like getting started and then not being able to do it for a few hours. Because once I'm in the mode, I like to get in the mode. I don't want to be doing anything else. Because then I'll fuck things up. Especially if I start writing code and stuff, I start like really getting into what I do. That's another reason why I like Margarita. Margarita let me do this. Like, she had no problem, like, finding stuff for herself to do. She would go off and go do her own thing and not have no problem, like, being in the house. Like, any other person I've ever been with, they up my ass. They're fucking, man, I want to go play. I want to go outside. My friends don't call me. Like, go find something to do with yourself. Seriously, like, you can't learn how to occupy yourself? It was bad, man. How terrible, man. People, like, they just don't know how to live. It's sad. I gotta go find Claw and fucking feed him. Claw! Probably fucking all the way in the backyard somewhere over there. I got to eat last night. I gave him dinner last night. It wasn't much, but I see they drank most of that milk and water last night. That bowl was full last night. They drank most of it. That's good. That's the stray cats from next door. This fucking thing. This was the actual cylinder wall of the Geo Metro from Indiana. I was heading back. That's actually the inside of the motor. That's the outside. This is the actual engine block where the fucking rod hit the block, this is the side of the block. The rod blew the fucking block open. Kept it for souvenir. I had to sleep in the truck overnight, the EcoBoost truck. Thankfully, I brought my dad with me. I would have been screwed if I didn't bring my dad with me. I wouldn't have had no help. It was a pain in the ass to get that car on the dolly, man. Fucking, I took out the fucking, really was my dad. My dad don't know how to do anything. He doesn't have any car or like he doesn't have any common sense, man. He wasn't like a guy to fix things. He didn't fix things, he threw money at everything, he was one of those guys. He worked, don't get me wrong, he worked, you know what I mean, but he worked at the school board and cut grass and drove lawnmowers and, you know what I mean, and plowed trucks, plowed the snow. That's about the most advanced thing he ever did was plow snow. And he didn't have no idea of how to fix things or anything. And that's a problem. It created a problem with us. Because he wouldn't even try to learn. He wouldn't give no effort ever. And then when things would break or things would go wrong, he would start screaming at the kids, like expect us to fix it. And it was terrible. I got sick of it. You're not even my real dad and you're fucking screaming at me, telling me I'm a piece of shit because I don't know how to fix, because I don't even want to get into it. I don't. stupid. It's pointless to talk about that stuff because it's just negative. You know what I'm saying? I like talking about it to reflect on it. I don't like talking about it like, that's not what I do. You're supposed to learn from that stuff. And I got him out of my life. Pushed him out. Jesus pushed him out, actually. Listen, man, you want everybody out of your life? If there's people in your life you don't want in your life, all you gotta do is start having a relationship with Jesus. Seriously. And I'm gonna go use the bathroom, and I don't know, my stomach is acidy. I think I'm gonna have to go take that medication I got. Yeah, I definitely do. This stuff right here. Pantoprazole. Protonix. Generic for Urobendo. Protonix. I'm telling you, it's a lifesaver. This stuff is... I'm telling you, I take them like twice a week. This morning is the morning. I need it bad. I need my other cup. That's empty. I'm not supposed to be taking this with coffee, but I'm supposed to eat it with water on an empty stomach. Can't really do nothing about it though. Well, I'll see you guys in a little bit. You know, it's already an hour video. It's gonna take probably an hour to upload. So, I'll wait to do the computer stuff. I'm basically just gonna check emails, see what people was talking about, see if anybody messaged me, which I don't think I would have seen it. But, you know, basically try to sell my car parts, that type of stuff. I might get on Facebook Marketplace, see if there's anything worth buying, if I make some money today. And then I have a feeling we'll probably be taking off to the plasma. I don't really want to donate. I'm going to try to not donate. That's like worst case scenario today, just to get by in the morning. I just don't want to leave. I don't want to walk. That's the problem. As soon as I walk, I'm halfway across the city. You know, I'm in another neighborhood. Somebody calls me for this truck. I can't tell them I'll be here at 5. You know, so, you know, unless I find a ride, which I don't have one unless I ask Bill. Bill didn't even come by yesterday. No one came by yesterday, which I'm kind of thankful. I needed a break. So that's another reason why I kind of took the night to myself. I was going to do computer stuff. I was like, you know what, I'm just going to push it till tomorrow. Bill didn't come over. Nobody came over, and I was thankful for it. You know, just by myself, you know, sometimes it's nice. So, I love Bill, but Bill can be a little overwhelming sometimes. So, he just doesn't know when to stop his imagination, that's all. But I also don't have an imagination like him as well. So, you know, there's things that I could work on myself, right? So, yeah, y'all take care. I'll see you guys. Just looking at that carbon monoxide a lot. I never even really noticed it. It's there, but I never noticed it there. So I'll see you guys in a little bit, couple hours. God bless y'all. Y'all go get in the Word, man. Serious. Go find out who Jesus is. He's calling you.